Okay, we are back with another live performance from 1OK Rock. This is for the song Liar. This performance was suggested by multiple people in the comments section, so shout out to these people. Before we get started, most of the videos I do at this point come from suggestions in the comments, so if there's any bands, artists, or live performances that you like to see, feel free to comment those down below, and let's dive right into it.
What do you want from me? Just a line of a letter. What do you want to see? Many mono. What do you want to believe? Still nothing can be settled. All the new words you say.
Sorry, real quick. I noticed this in the other video. Look at how his cymbals are laid out. He has everything fairly level, and then his china is just way up there. I just think that's funny.
You say it's no good. Anyone more told me. So she did not okay.
Oh, this is interesting. There's two guitar parts happening here, so I'm assuming the other one's in the tracks, and one of them's in the left ear and one of them's in the right ear. And I think what he's playing is coming through the right ear. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure his guitar is coming through the right ear, and the track's guitar is coming through the left ear, which is interesting because I think this is the first time I've heard them write multiple guitar parts for a verse, especially the first verse that's just straight up being played in the track, because normally when he plays leads, you just have the bass and drums taking over kind of more of the rhythm section. Like, you don't necessarily need a rhythm guitar when he plays leads. In some of their other songs, maybe they still keep the rhythm guitar just blended deeper into the tracks at that point. Man, really like the distortion in his voice there. He's not singing crazy high, but he's definitely singing up there a little bit, but he's specifically adding more grit to his voice at that point, and it sounds really good. It still sounds really clean. It's always impressive when you watch older performances from bands and they use techniques like that most other bands don't develop or vocalists develop until later on when they've been playing for a long period of time. Oh, also really love what the drums are doing there, where it's a steady rhythm and then he throws those tom hits in between the snare hits. That was really nice.
Must be a dream I see. Trying so hard to know. Inside of you, staring your eyes to feel.
Okay, real quick, I want you guys to listen to the difference in the drums between the first half of this chorus versus the second half, because it's subtle, but it elevates it that much more. So he's playing just cymbal, snare, just playing with the kick, leaving open space between those snare hits. Really nice drum fill. And then when he comes in here for the second half, he keeps that same beat, but he throws some tom hits in there to add a little bit of extra flair and texture. So good. Oh, here we go.
There's nothing left to bleed. There's nothing left to bleed. There's nothing left to bleed. My heart can take this anymore.
Nice. He did a nice fry scream right there where it's not full distortion. You can hear his true voice coming in still. Nice. So I take a nap real quick. That shit is exhausting. Nice. I really like the way the drums were structured throughout that course. Definitely added a lot more to the intensity. The drummer was just doing more all around, which that alone upped the intensity for sure. And then the last course, they went a little more... Instrumentally, it was the same. It just looked like he pushed a little more on the vocals there just for a little extra layer of intensity. Yeah, his tone even sounds a little different from these older performances. I mean, he's singing with a little bit more of a gruffer tone, because it seems like in the more recent performances I've seen, he has a more well-rounded tone, whereas this, it seems like he's thinned out his voice a little bit to ease into those moments where he adds a little bit more distortion, because adding distortion to your voice is very tricky. It can add more tension, not in a good way if you're not doing it properly. So I think that's a very specific tactic that he's gone with here. There were 2 guitar parts happening in the second verse, but more in the latter half of the second verse. Whereas most of the first verse, there were 2 guitar parts happening, I'm pretty sure for that entire verse. Because then you add another layer. The bass is following the rhythm line that the drummer's doing mainly with the kick drum. And then you have a melodic layer of what one guitar part's doing. And then you have the other layer melodically of what the vocals are doing. So normally in there you have about 3 layers happening, but with that second guitar part in there, you now add a 4th layer. And the second half of those verses, what they did, which they've done before, is structured them so that the second half of the verse kind of eases more into a pre-chorus type section. But then when the actual chorus came in, then it was like, oh, okay, this is, they really upped the intensity on this chorus, which I definitely appreciate. Yeah, that was a dope live performance. This might be the oldest live performance I've seen from them so far, and everything was still spot on. The guitarist used a much cleaner guitar tone during the verses, and then everything just got real chunky during the chorus. That was solid all around, because all the instrumentation was pretty much on par with even their modern performances. But just overall, and his vocals were still really good, but it's interesting to see, like, I feel like that's the main thing that's developed from their live performances, from their older stuff to their newer stuff, is their vocalist, his skill set overall, and just really getting things dialed in and just getting really comfortable with playing super long sets like the way they do, you know. It can take a lot longer for vocalists to be able to condition their voice to get to the point where they can sing for hours and hours at a time. Yeah, this was definitely enjoyable. Shout out again to the people that suggested this one. Thank you guys for watching. If you could like and subscribe, that would be awesome. Also, go check out some of the covers I've done on my channel, and I will see you in the next one.